Lovely, or hexlings if you're part of my Discord. In today's video, I'm mixing things up a bit as I kitbash my 18th ever model, a Battle Sister, for my Suns Out Guns Out challenge entry hosted by TRAVELLINGMANUK, links below. As the title suggests, this is part 3 of the series, so if you'd like to check out part 1 and part 2, where I did the unboxing and the build almost fully uncut, I'll link them below. Feel free to go watch them first, then come back here and see how I attempt to alter her and her base. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next video where I'll be painting her up. As you can see, I brought a lot of things to my desk today. First off, I should mention that I didn't permanently attach her gun yet. And honestly, I really wish I hadn't glued her power pack on either, just would have made painting so much easier. But oh well, live and learn, what's done is done. But for future me, definitely leave off any accessories and paint them separately, glue on after. So this is my 18th model, and we're going to jump straight in. I'm going to be using Green Stuff by Green Stuff World, UV Resin by Let's Resin, mixed bases from Amazon UK, some cocktail umbrellas, bits from another model kit, and of course our challenge entry, Battle Sister. I bought all of these supplies myself, mostly from Amazon UK. I'm not sponsored or affiliated, but I'll pop my links, including my affiliate links, down in the description for you if you're interested. I picked up some larger bases because I want to build more diorama style scenes. My models are for display, not gaming, but if I ever do get into wargaming, I'd be more than happy to rebuy the models specifically for that. Hopefully by then I'll have leveled up my model skills too. To start, I used Yoo-Hoo glue to attach her original 35mm base and one of my spare 25mm bases onto a larger 60mm base. I weighed them down with a Tamiya bottle while the glue set up. My goal is for these layers to look like little sand dunes for a beach scene that I'm creating. So far, I'm imagining her as a summer solstice sister, nicknamed Sister Sunburn, because on her very first mission out, she got badly sunburned. Now she's very cautious about the sun, hence the big floppy summer hat, which adds the comical twist of her Suns Out Guns Out vibe. The first step has to be that we're going to make her a big summer floppy hat. So I grabbed my green stuff, and classic mistake, I definitely mixed up way too much product. But that's fine because I also wanted to use some to build up the sand dunes on my base anyway. So I sculpted the hat on a tile and tried using cling film or saran wrap depending where you're from. But honestly, it just made things more difficult. The green stuff is so sticky and I was working with such tiny amounts, it was a bit of a nightmare. So, to save you from watching me fumbling around, I've skipped ahead to what actually worked. I used a silicone modelling tool and a cocktail stick or toothpick to shape it directly onto her head. I wish you could have seen this from a better angle and seen exactly how I did this, because I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. In future, I'll try to do better camera angles, but for now, just know I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was torn between making it look cute and something that wouldn't get in the way when trying to paint her face later. Next up, making the dunes look, well, more duney. I used the green stuff and then mixed up some more, and added a little water to work it with it. The water helps with the stickiness while sculpting. I didn't want the base to look flat, even though I'll be covering it in sand from the challenge box. I just wanted it a bit more dimensional, so it didn't just look like two bases awkwardly stuck to a third base. While I worked, I wanted to take a quick moment to mention my Discord, Hex and Hobby Hangout. The idea isn't focused on witchy content there, but instead to create a magical little circle of creative people, sharing models, gaming, writing, art, crafts, and just hanging out and chatting. When you join, you'll automatically be added to the general chat, Hex Hangout, where I'll announce that you've been officially hexed, and you're now a hexling. You are always welcome to leave, of course, but I'd absolutely love it if you stuck around and joined in. It'll help me build deeper connections, something more personal than Instagram. Though, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, please do. And of course, subscribe here as well. I'll put all links below. I have a lot of ideas for this channel: watch me art, live streams, giveaways, unboxings, first impressions, trial and error builds, and maybe even some tutorials since I do have a background in arts and crafts, even if I've only done 17, 18 models so far. Now onto the umbrella. I'm cross with myself. I really needed to cut down the cocktail umbrella and distress it a bit, but I didn't realise I was off camera while doing so. Luckily for me, I had a second camera rolling, so you don't miss too much of what I did. For the cocktail umbrella, I'm planning to alter it and use UV resin from Let's Resin, setting it with my LED UV nail lamp and torch. If you've never used UV resin, it's important to have the correct curing light. Modern UV resins often need LED, not just the old school UV bulbs to cure. A handheld UV torch will work, but a nail lamp is much faster. I'm also working on an art backdrop for the final photo, as well as the backstory for her. So far, I'm imagining her as a summer solstice sister, nicknamed Sister Sunburn, because on her very first mission out, she got badly sunburned. Now she's very cautious about the sun, hence the big floppy summer hat, which adds the comical twist of her sun's out, guns out vibe. So what I did, I trimmed down the paper part with scissors, and I used a knife to cut down the stick. Then squeezed out some UV resin onto a plastic piece of scrap packaging. Used a silicone modelling tool so that the resin didn't stick to the silicone. I coated the paper parts to create a sturdy plastic finish once cured under my nail lamp. Since I coated the paper parts, once cured under my nail lamp, it will create a sturdy hard plastic finish. I also gave the umbrella a bit of a distressing, but more weathering will come when I paint her. But even at this stage, I'm really pleased with how it's looking. I tested the umbrella against the model and the base, and honestly, I think it's come together really nicely. I'm genuinely excited to get everything primed and ready for painting in my next video. As a last minute thought, I remembered I had another model kit with some spare butterflies. Since I won't be using them all on the original build, I thought, why not repurpose a few for this diorama? You do get butterflies at the beach, right? So I popped them into the mix. Whether I use them or not, we'll see. And here we are, the next day. Everything is set up beautifully, and I'm honestly so happy with how everything's come together. I can't wait to get her primed and ready for the next video, where I'm going to be painting her up. So be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss that video, and I hope the weather is treating you as kindly as it is treating me here in Blackpool, England. Don't forget to like and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I've done so far, or indeed what you would have done differently. Until next time, bye!